Gaming news today is all about
celebrating the death of Concord Fair Games and now Bungie with Marathon. I can't believe it. You got all the ponies crying in the stables. This is ridiculous. We out here looking like a malnutrition, man. We out here thanking for cares. Microsoft, come save us with your beautiful games, man. Sony ain't feeding us anything. How could you do this to us? We invested $500 into this board, and now all the ponies want to get out of it. This is crazy, man. You got PlayStation, can't even control their own stable. They crying. We don't know what to do no more, man. We eat nothing but AirPod games, because that's all AirPod want to give us. They telling us we gotta wait just so we can eat something. Man, this is crazy, man. This sounds like a Channel 5 news where they out here telling people as to what drastic happened or to what's really going on in this world, man. We shouldn't be talking about PlayStation. Remember, they're the market leader. We shouldn't be talking about PlayStation in this sort of limelight. The fact that every time we bring up PlayStation and we find out that another game is potentially being canceled, this just goes to show you that PlayStation is complete trash when it comes to making video games now. I don't care what any of you people have to say.
Marathon and Bungie taking center stage once again. Marathon has had some...
This man out here sounding like a news forecaster. You know, we're here to tell you guys today about how we lost another great one of a marathon. Bro, like, what are we doing, man? You know, we want to, proudly announce that we lost another one within the stables. I mean, you can't make this up, man. You can't make this up, bro. This man's out here narrating the deaths of his PlayStation games. Absolutely embarrassing.
Significant changes.
We lost another one.
Way to launch.
We lost another one, Jimmy.
The game is being canceled.
Sent out to pasture.
Canceled might be by Sony. Like,
I can't believe this, man. We can't get a break, man. Microsoft, come save us. We want to be an AirPod fan, but we'll keep consuming your carrots. Sony ain't feeding us. We can't consume anything. They anti-consumer. They ain't feeding us like they used to. They've been feeding us for the past 30 years, and I look at that. They abandoned us. I can't believe it, PlayStation. Why would you play us like this, man? Oh, man. I mean, you know what the funny thing is, bro? Like, you guys kept saying that PlayStation 5 is the market leader and they're doing everything right, but yet we keep hearing time and time again that their games keep getting... I mean, at this point, you guys have more canceled games than games that came out. You know, if it wasn't for these second and third-party deals with third-party, y'all would literally have nothing, especially with Microsoft. No wonder Microsoft is putting games on your platform, because they have no competition. If anything, this is only going to put more value into Microsoft, because people going to sit there and say, oh, well, I like these games, and if Microsoft is providing these games day and date on another service, which Sony ain't doing with theirs, well, I might want to abandon and go to PC or Xbox. And that's what you guys are afraid of. And if Steam also comes to the next Xbox platform, that's another thing that you're going to be afraid of. PlayStation really doesn't have anything. I'm being honest with y'all. This is crazy.
People are looking at this, I think, very accurately now. I have a video coming later today. Maybe you're watching this after the fact, and the video is going to be about how all hope is lost. Not just for the game, but for Bungie as well. So be sure to check out that video. Always be sure when you watch those, leave a comment. I try to...
Just pour another one for Concord. Let's pour another one for Marathon. Let's pour another one for Marvel Spider-Man and the Great Web. Let's pour another one for the Last of Us multiplayer that got canceled. You know, I mean, you got people pouring out beer. Like, this is crazy, man. Like, we lost another one. This is crazy, man. It reminds me of that song from Bone Thugs and Harmony. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like, this is, I mean, you really think PlayStation would have gotten it together at this point, man? We 5 years into this generation, and Sony has provided you people with absolutely nothing. If the best cope mechanism that you have is that we're playing Xbox games on PS5 due to the lack of software that Sony's providing to, that just goes to show you that the PlayStation 5 honestly and truly sucks.
Respond to as
many
comments
you gonna
as
do?
I can. Sometimes those comments get featured into the content, into the live content. But today we're just going to be discussing with my wife and the like. Make sure if you click that join button, that you pick Member Plus. That is the best way to support the channel monetarily. If you can't support the channels, they're just too big to stop. And it all creates a ton of questions. Can PlayStation put a stop to it? After Concord, you would think that they would be heavily motivated to kill this thing, especially with showcase season around the corner.
That's sad that PlayStation dudes are actually advocating for games to get canceled because of how unsuccessful they will be. Now, mind you, I don't believe in that philosophy. If you put that type of money, ain't that the reason why you guys pay for the subscription service? If Sony's going to work so hard to put these games out, then at least make them free to play, at least provide them through a subscription service. There is no reason, if you are a PlayStation fan and you are advocating for games to get canceled, like we have been seeing, instead of just Sony just releasing this product and having people be able to play it, experiment it for themselves, you, sir, are bad for the consumer. Because regardless if you don't think the game would do well or sell, maybe they can sell it to their competitor. Maybe they can sell it for $20 on Xbox, $20 on Switch 2, maybe even $20 on PC, but then give the PlayStation owner free access to the game. What benefit are you getting? This is so sad, bro. The fact that you got PlayStation, bro. You guys want to sit there and talk about Microsoft is out here not providing games? PlayStation ain't doing nothing. You know, y'all want to sit there and cry with your little PlayStation 5 controller in your hands about how we lost another one, Jimmy. But what we gonna do?
Lots of game launches on the horizon. This is becoming a huge distraction and a damper on everything. Even though I don't see this
but it's sold 75 million though.
A Bungie lone project, right? They certainly are underneath PlayStation, but it's not really a PlayStation Live Service initiative. This is something Bungie's been working on.
Wait, what are you talking about? Yes, it is. PlayStation acquired them to make this game. That's exactly what they do, and it doesn't matter because you want to sit there and say, well, it's not because of Sony. Well, guess what? Sony canceled a lot of their own IP games too. Marvel Spider-Man and The Last of Us. These are games that they all owned. So this is just something that Sony can't get together. For you to go as far to say, oh, this is mostly a Bungie decision. They were doing this before they acquired them, and this, and the third is capping at its finest. Because then you have to explain why all the other Sony most definitely owned IPs that Sony has and provided as to why those games got canceled too. Which we already know why that is the case. Sony just can't. They got about, almost close to 17 games canceled already?
A very long time. But you're never going to slice that with the public. The public is going to see this as a part of PlayStation. So the canceled marketing plans could literally be the first signal flare into the sky, basically signaling that this game's got an impending demise.
How is this the first signal flare, bro? How is that the first one? Concord, you talentless freaks! How could you forget me? He wanted to sit there and act like this is the first signal flare. Bro, that's crazy, bro. Y'all out here playing Monster Hunter Wilds, out here throwing out signal flare, SOS flares into the air. Help, I can't deal with the monster. I can't deal with the airbox. I can't deal with the airbox. Tempered Xbox. You can't deal with him? You know? His HP is over 3 trillion. You can't take him out, man. Like, what's going on here, man? You got to send in other hunters from PlayStation to help you take out the beast or the monster that Xbox has become. Like, it's out here taking over your own hunters. Your own hunters don't even want to be a part of your nation. They would rather join Xbox by supporting their games. Man, y'all got a lot. This is crazy, bro.
And rather than belabor the point, I really want to hear what you think. Do you think PlayStation has stepped in largely to protect themselves and just another live service bomb? Can they step in? Are they even in a position to do that level of control? Or is this thing just going to come out with the wheels falling off before it even really gets out of the starting gate? You can let me know in a comment below, or you can come discuss it. And a lot failed so they can remove Bungie leadership because it's not really much of a secret that Sony is very angry at Bungie. And then Stone Spire is going to gift a member. He is setting up the first 10-bomb dunker of the week. We'll see if anybody takes the bait. Remember, whoever hits it gets it.
All I know is that Xbox is better. Even you PlayStation dudes know Xbox is better. That's why you're enjoying the Xbox games coming to your platform. It is what it is, man. It's official. I don't care. Xbox won this generation. You're like, what? What do you mean? Xbox won it. When it comes to the consumers, when it comes to who's happy, when it comes to who's playing the games, Xbox won the generation. Don't get it twisted. Oh, but they got 35 million hardwares. I don't care, bro.
Because as far as I'm concerned, if PlayStation gamers are eating good, Xbox gamers are eating good, potentially Nintendo Switch 2 owners are going to be eating good pretty soon, then I would go as far to say that Xbox won the generation. Because as a consumer, that's what winning is about. When I can see the benefits as to what's going on.
Oh, but you're not benefiting. I can play the same games that I can play on PS5.
Not every single game. Not every single game is dropping day to day on your platform. We got third party, Game Pass Ultimate. Stop undermining the value of the Xbox. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, but we can add that to it too. We can play.
Okay, go ahead. If you want to pay $50, $100, I mean, if you want to pay $70 for Doom Dark Ages, $50 for Gears, or $40, whatever, by all means do that. But I'm just telling you, I got this all through one subscription service. All for $20 a month. While you still have to pay PlayStation and still pay them for the games that you buy, on top of the fact of, oh, we like physical media, on top of the fact that you don't own the game physically, even on your own console. So what are we doing here, man? Because when it comes down to just playing video games, Microsoft is absolutely destroying the competition, and you guys know it. Facts.
So that would take this total to 25 if a 10 bomb comes that they have internally made a decision yet. I think PlayStation. I think PlayStation is going to make the call. And I think they need to say, shut the whole dadgum thing down. We're going into showcase season. You guys can't hang out anymore. You stink. You're stinking up the whole room. No, everybody's going to be talking about you instead of all the other announcements that we have. Did you see IGN's review of Art Radio? 6 minutes of pure comedy gold.
Man, look at that. Look at all those pony tears, man. You know, Mr. Market Leader can't even manage their own games.
Boo! We lost another one, Jimmy Neutron, Concord, now Marathon, and now Bungie.
You know, we can't manage our studios, and the funny thing is they always like to use Redfall as an example of Microsoft's failure, but at least I can say one thing. I can at least say the game exists. I can still say that if I wanted to play that game, even though it is trash in my personal opinion, I could go get a group of people to play it still. Unlike your games that don't even exist. Like, and the fact that y'all are advocating for these games to get canceled shows you that PlayStation don't know what they're doing.
I've seen a bunch of people, Asmongold reacted to it and said IGN did it again. And I think I even saw Luke Stevens reacted to it. How called you an idiot? Tarkov added PvE almost 2 years ago. So I think extraction shooters have a place for PvE. The Stalker series is pretty much a single-player extraction shooter. It can be done, but they have to actually do story and world building. Lono's the puppeteer behind all of this. So when your plan comes together and they fold, what's the first IP you're going to cherry pick?
Woo!
Huh?
Woo!
I don't know what you're talking about. What IP am I cherry picking? I think No Man's Sky situation is different because the game was extremely hyped. People were very excited for it before launch. Marathon has had nowhere near that level of enthusiasm. Oh, right. I mean, one of the reasons that people got behind the No Man's Sky turnaround was because they started delivering the game that they promised everybody. Because the game that they promised everybody, people wanted to play. Nobody cares about Marathon.
Oh, but we care about Hellblade 2. Hold on, you know what? Hold on, nobody cares about what?
Was because they started delivering the game that they promised everybody. Because the game that they promised everybody, people wanted to play. Nobody cares about Marathon.
But you know, I could tell you some games we do care about. We care about Starfield. We care about Avowed. We care about South of Midnight. We care about Doom Dark Ages. We care about Ninja Gaiden 4. You know, we even care about Microsoft Flight Simulator. We care about all those games. Forza Horizon 1, Forza Horizon 2, Forza Horizon 3, Forza Horizon 4, Forza Horizon... I think I already said that, but Forza Horizon 5. You know, we can go through the whole list. We love all Forza. Forza 5, Forza 6, Forza 7, Forza Reboot. You know, I like to be an ambassador of the PlayStation nation and tell Microsoft to please still continue to give us more games. We love it. Sony ain't feeding us no more. We need as many carrots we can get from Microsoft. Okay? It's sad. Just like you got ponies, right? Going behind Microsoft's produce truck, feeding off the carrots that keep falling. Oh, there's one right there. Hellblade. Woo! You know, with their big old teeth coming out trying to eat the carrot before it fall out of the truck.
Like, this is ridiculous. And let's not forget, Gears of War, we loaded. We want Gears 2, Gears 3, Gears Tactics. We'll even take Gears Pops, Gears 4, Gears 5. We'll take even Gears Judgment. Give us as many Xbox games as you need, bro. Because we playing on that Xbox Series P.
Nobody's like, oh yeah, dude, another extraction shooter. I really hope they pull that off. I mean, there are certainly people that probably think that, but not in great enough numbers.
And this is what I was trying to tell you. The PlayStation 5 ain't going to be nothing but a shell of Xbox games. You guys have literally became the new age Xbox fan. So when Phil Spencer told you that, what are y'all talking about? Everything's an Xbox. We're starting to notice that. And by that meaning is that you're going to buy a box that essentially is going to be mostly dominated by what Microsoft is doing, which is what we're clearly seeing. I mean, it's going to get to the point. I can't wait to see the top 10 games of Microsoft on your storefront while Sony games are just, like, as you can see, extinct. PlayStation is losing the power of their own consumer audience, and this is all because of you guys not buying your so-called exclusives. Like, this is ridiculous, bro. I've never seen a company go out as bad. I don't even think Sega went out as bad, even when they weren't even at the top of their game.
Because that's the question that Porsche fan asked. Did No Man's Sky go through similar hate backlash? Look where it is, impossible thing. No, because nobody cares about Marathon to the degree that people cared about No Man's Sky. Hello Games shocked the world with their trailer and their claim. Not going to be playing this game. You know, the art theft is kind of an easy way to not necessarily like morally grandstand, but to have a more concrete...
No, most gamers don't even know that's going on. The real question is that people looked at it and they're not interested in playing it. Plain and simple, bro. Most gamers don't care. I mean, look at all the accusations of what happened with Activision. That's not impacting their company. People still buying Call of Duties, and people still looking forward to a lot of the games that are coming out from Activision, which is now owned by Microsoft. So that's a cap claim. The problem is that nobody wants to play. Like I've said, games still want another W. Nobody wants to play your games anymore. And this is where Sony is losing the power of the consumer. It is so pathetic that Sony got the most hardware sales, right? But yet they can't even capitalize on their own audience to buy their games for what they want you to.
Reason to not play. Because I think the game was going to come out and a lot of these guys were going to give it the old, you know, what's the expression? The old college try or freshman try? What's the stupid expression? I can never remember the expression.
Look at that. We got Reforge Gaming crying. Look at this. Hold on. He's crying. Oh, he's crying. Petito. We lost another one. You know, we got to go through the graveyard of all the PlayStation games. Unbelievable, man. That's what they doing. They crying. Look at this. How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, old man, bro? We still back at this crap. Get over it. The Carlton War's over. Sony has no control. All this market leader crap that y'all were talking about clearly ain't happening because Sony can't even manage their own company. And now you got Reforge Gaming crying. Like, this is ridiculous, bro. I mean, I'm done, man. I'm about to get up out of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And like I said, take care. Peace out.